Rutgers wins 27-24 over Purdue. Was a interesting game. Purdue gets out in front early on in the first quarter. They get up 10 points. Rutgers responds in the second quarter, brings it back a little bit more, and then even neck and neck there in the second half. And then finally, Zach, I have to get your thoughts on this play. The batted ball that Ryan Brown catches and then tries to run with, fumbles. Rutgers picks it up, kicks the game-winning field goal. Give me your thoughts on that, and then the most impressive part about the win for Rutgers.
Yeah, I mean, it feels really unfortunate for Purdue that Ryan Brown
Doesn't it just
that
feel like
play.
a Purdue way to lose? Like, I'm sorry, Purdue fans, I'm not trying to come at you here, but like, didn't that just feel like a Purdue way to lose?
I mean, we've been joking all season about where are the specimens on this team, and that feels like a non-specimen type of play,
Agreed. Agreed.
which I feel bad for saying.
That's the new tagline here on the Big Ten
The
Huddle. A
non-specimen
non-specimen
way
type
to
of play.
um, aside from that, and I do think Purdue has improved, but I think you really have to credit Rutgers. And I think if anything else, this win proved that this roster still believes in Coach Schiano. Multiple times they could have folded, right? That twice they were down 10 on the road. They let up a go-ahead score with 4:43 left in the game. But Cal McManus, he leads them down the field to tie the game and then capitalized on the non-specimen play. And Patel has missed kicks like that in the past, and they didn't miss with a crowd, on the road. So I know people who are not like knee deep in the Big Ten might be like, who cares about Rutgers Purdue? I think it's a big win for Rutgers. I think it's big for their program because particularly to show that this team they still believe in their coach. The locker room is still together. And listen, that schedule is nasty the rest of the way. But if you have a program that believes in itself, believes in its coach, at the very least, you're going to build positive momentum for next year. But who knows? They need 2 wins for a bowl game. And it's hard, right? They've got at Illinois, Maryland, and then Ohio State, Penn State, right? Like if you told me 3 or 4 weeks ago that's their ending schedule, I'm like, they're going to lose all 4. Now, like 2 or maybe even 3 of those games are winnable. So this is big in terms of building momentum for them and showing that they trust the process in that locker room.
Mm-hmm. Totally agree. HJG says Rutgers never loses to Purdue 3-0 lifetime. Thank you for the $2 super chat, HJG. Appreciate that. And hey, there you go. Be happy about that. I mean, I don't know how many times Rutgers and Purdue have played like the last years or whatever, but I'll take a 3-0 against any team in the Big Ten in my lifetime. That's an impressive feat there. So you were mentioning it, and I'm gonna get into my most impressive part, but this is one of the reasons why I started the Big Ten Huddle, because there are teams like this out there that are Rutgers, and not necessarily just Rutgers, but in a season like this for Rutgers that nobody ever talks about. And I hate that because I want to know everything that's going on in the conference. And so I started a Big Ten podcast to say, we're going to talk about every single team in the conference. When we do a preview, we're going to talk about every game. When we do a recap, we're going to talk about every game. Now, when I first started it, there were only 14 teams in the conference, so it wasn't nearly as much, but we're still rocking and rolling with it because we do care about every single team in this conference. Whether you say, you want to hear about them or not, that's what we do here at the Big Ten Huddle, every single team. My most impressive part about this win for Rutgers was 2 words: KJ Duff.
Oh my goodness, he's so good.
6 receptions, 241 yards. Look, we have given a lot of credit to Ian Strong, to DT Sheffield this season. I feel like KJ Duff was one of the guys that we did not give, we didn't say his name as much. And boy, was I glad that he had the game he had. because I'll say it all day long after this one. KJ Duff, KJ Duff, KJ Duff. He was fantastic in this game. Ethan Kaliak-Manis had a high PFF grade in this one. I have to think that was mainly because of KJ Duff with what he was able to do. I mean, he was fantastic. 6 receptions, 241 yards, 1 touchdown reception, 73 yards after the catch. Rutgers does not win this game without him. Whatever NIL you're paying KJ Duff, double it in this situation, because if you're going to get another Big Ten win this season, you are going to need KJ Duff to continue to play like this. This is what they needed. This was the guy that they needed in this moment in time, and he was able to produce for him. Also, great game by Antoine Raymond. Like, there are players on this offense that are not getting enough credit this season because the defense is, just so hard to watch, essentially. But this offense has good players. You and I have been saying it all season long, Zach, and I'm really impressed with Rutgers' offense. They were able to come back in this one, and Rutgers did hold Purdue to 24 points at Purdue. So maybe that defense is looking a little bit better. Purdue, if they've improved in any one area, it's been offense for sure. So to hold them to 24 points, I get it. Quarterback stuff with Malachi Singleton, Ryan Brown, stuff like that. But hey, Singleton threw 3 passes in this one and scored 2 touchdowns. So
dang, how about that?
So, yeah, right.
Yeah.
But yeah, any thoughts on KJ Duff?
I mean, we've been saying it, one of the most underrated receiving cores in college football, and part of the reason is because of how many dudes they have. And Duff is one of those dudes. So big game by him. 40 yards per catch. That's insane. I mean, just insane to be able to do that. So major props to him.
Yeah, it was a great game from KJ Duff, and as much as there is friction and everything with Rob Smith and everything right now on the defensive side, and it sounds like they may have changed things with Rutgers there. I'm not sure how all those changes went, but you got a pretty good offense right now, which is really interesting to think about with Rutgers. It's the high-powered offense, but great game from him. So, anything else? Any thoughts on Purdue or anything before we move on, Zach?
I know we joked about the non-specimen thing, but Purdue's probably not going to have a Big Ten win. I still think you have to applaud them for the progress they've made, because you don't realize just how far they were in the hole. And it's going to take time. It's not going to be overnight like Signetti. This program was in a dumpster, and it's just going to take a long time for Barry Odom to get them out of it.
They have improved though this season, and I think that's important for Purdue fans to see and to recognize. Dante says that Schiano called the defensive plays. I wondered because it looked like he had a call sheet over there, and I watched this game unfortunately with the sound off. I had to pay more attention to a couple other games, but so I didn't hear it if they talked about it. But he talked in the press conference like there was a big change, something like that going on. So I should have researched that more. But thank you, Dante's, for bringing that up.